Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of 3-Minute Tidbits brought to you by Clemson SnapEd. Essentially, this week we're going to be talking about protein and all the benefits involved, so stay tuned. All right, so first things first, portion sizes. So the portion size for protein is going to be about 5 to 6 ounces per day. All right, so 5 to 6 ounces per day. Now, 1 ounce equivalent of that is essentially going to be about 1/4 cup of cooked beans, 1 egg, or 1 ounce of cooked meat. That's essentially the size of your palm. Everyone's palm size is going to be a little different, so that just goes to show how much the protein is going to vary from person to person, okay? And when you're choosing your protein, you want to make sure that you're choosing leaner meats. Lean meats just mean meats that aren't as fatty. So chicken, turkey, different types of seafood, salmon, shrimp, things of that nature. And also, if you're going to choose beef, choosing cuts of beef that aren't as fatty. And then, of course, varying your protein to make sure that you're not getting in the same protein every single time. So the second thing we want to talk about today, of course, is our non-meat alternatives as well as your cholesterol. Okay, so essentially for my vegans, vegetarians out there, if you're going to consume a plant-based diet, make sure that you're taking in things like legumes, soy, and grain-based products. All right, legumes being lentils, peas, soy, beans, any type of peas, any type of beans. All right, and if you're going to consume these products, just make sure that you're keeping an eye out for the sodium, as sometimes the sodium is increasing these products to make them taste better. And of course, that's not as great for your health. You also want to make sure that when you are consuming a plant-based diet that you are keeping in contact with your doctor so that you are making, or your nutritionist, to make sure that you are intaking enough nutrients and protein for your overall health. Now, of course, for your cholesterol, you want to watch out for the amount of saturated fats that you are taking in. Oftentimes, this can be very unhealthy for your heart and increase your chances for chronic illnesses and diseases such as heart disease. All right. So, again, keep in contact with your doctor, your nutritionist to make sure that you are staying healthy overall. So, the last thing that we're going to talk about before we end our 3-minute tidbit segment is essentially the benefits of consuming protein, all right, whether that's a meat or a plant-based diet. Okay, now I'm going to use my notes for this because it's a little long and a bit of a mouthful, but you're going to get B vitamins, and there's a plethora of them: iron, vitamin E, zinc, as well as magnesium. All right, now B vitamins help with the release of energy from carbohydrates, so giving your body that energy it needs to do the stuff that it needs to do, transporting oxygen, improving cell health, as well as maintaining your overall memory, which is great as we all get older. All right, iron, which helps to maintain healthy blood cells within the body, vitamin E, which is an antioxidant, which again helps with overall cell health, zinc, the creation of DNA, healing the body, as well as cell growth. So once those cells do what they're supposed to when they die out, your body creates new cells to keep the process going. And then, of course, magnesium, all right? So helping to maintain strong bones, regulate blood sugar and blood pressure, and lastly, to help maintain a steady heartbeat, all right? Now, of course, always make sure that you're keeping in contact with your doctor, nutritionist, whatever the case may be, so that you're consuming the proper amount of protein and getting in all the nutrients that you need for your overall health. Every portion size that we've mentioned thus far is based on a 2,000 calorie per day diet, all right? Calorie just meaning the amount of energy that you get from the food that you consume. So, thank you so much for joining me again for another week of 3-Minute Tidbits. This has been Samantha Bates from Clemson SnapEd. Bye, guys.